As the number of presidential and other aspirants on the platform of the All Progressive Congress, APC, swells, the ruling party is making moves to accommodate more. The APC National Working Committee has extended the party's seal of expression of interest and nomination forms for the 2023 elections to Tuesday, 10th of May. Meanwhile, more aspirants are joining the fray to get the APC presidential tickets. The latest are Governor of Ekiti State, John Kayode Fayemi, that of Jigawa State, Abubakar Badaru, and former national chairman of the APC, Adams Ali Oshiomode, and Pastor Tunde Bakari of the Citadel Global Church, Lagos. Jide, it's getting hot, getting more interesting. As the business side of it, APC is doing well. APC is doing well. So
the more the merrier.
the more the merrier. So the nomination was meant to close on Saturday. It has been extended to Tuesday so that more people will bring this money. And when you look at the capacity compared to the level of poverty in the country, and if APC, they are counting 20-something people as of now that have dropped the 100 million naira, you begin to look at, man, is this 100 million naira?
Yeah, it's like 100 naira. They made it look like 100 naira. Between Wednesday last week and today, almost 10 people have joined the race. And you know, before now, people like Rotimi Amechi had indicated their interest in the contest. They indicated their interest earlier. So we are saying that in just under 1 week, almost 10 persons, Kayode Fayemi, Ibikunle Amosun,
Adams
Oshiomole, we have Ken Nnamani, you know. So many of them. And you just wonder, what is going on? Is it not on the 100 million that we are talking about here? Is it 100 naira that we are talking about? Because, look, if the national chairman felt that, look, by increasing it to 100 million, that many people, or many unserious people, will be shut out. I can see some people here who have indicated interest to contest, that in my view are unserious people. Some of them can't win the awards. Yes. Some of the people who have gone to buy this form, to collect this form, some of the people who have indicated interest, they should check whether some of them deliver the awards. So I don't know what is driving this hustle.
Non-refundable though.
I don't know what is driving this hustle. There must be something that we do not yet know. Because a friend of mine who is ordinarily very knowledgeable on matters like this, when we were discussing, he said, Jide, I feel, what is going on? I said, you that I always consult, you are the one asking me what is going on, because you can't explain this. You can't, it defies logic that we will have this crowd. And I'm saying it that, look, if some of them cannot win the awards, there are some of them who have a history of not delivering the awards. Yes.
Some of them cannot win their local government.
Some of them can't win their local governments. But they are going to put down 100 million to say they are contesting for presidency. These people. How many elections have some of them even won to start with? Some of them, do they even have a history of winning elections on their own? That they contested on their own and won? So where do you? I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't understand. Some said, oh, they are using this to position themselves for future appointments and all that. Only God knows who is talking to them, because there seems to be an unseen hand that is telling you go and contest. You, go and contest. You, go and contest. There seems to be an agenda to ensure that as many people get into the race, especially from southern Nigeria.
And it's because it will be very difficult to manage situation like that for the permanent.
They are not even talking about that. They are interested in the money, because the national chairman of the party said, look, we will use the money to prepare for the 2023 elections. So of course elections have become more expensive these days because of this see and buy thing. On election day, you give people money.
Stomach infrastructure.
So elections have become more expensive for parties. No doubt about it. You must first set aside billions to bribe the voter. The voter that you have not worked for over a period of 4 years, you then buy their conscience,
because of
buy
poverty,
their
they will
conscience
collect.
on election day. This is the season of Dibo Funwako Sebe. That's what they said in Ondo State.
That's where it started.
Yes, that's where it started. Dibo Funwako Sebe. Some it is these rappers. They will just distribute rappers to women. That person may not come back to that constituency until another electoral season.
Elapsed, yeah.
So you think you are not worth more than that rapper. Our people need to sit down and think. Because the politician has become more and more selfish. The politician thinks only about himself. But the people are allowing politicians to get away with blue murder because they don't ask them the right questions. They don't ask them the right questions. So I don't, this 100 million naira business, I mean, I don't understand though. That people, I said some of them are not see, some of them can't win election, but they're going to buy for 100 million.
So if you can afford this 100, because me, I look at it from my own finances. If I have to put down 100 million naira for this expression of interest form and everything, how much will I have in my pockets to even run the whole the election, the campaign and everything?
Well, I think Babajide rightly, I mean, captured all the
look at the level of poverty in the country.
The shameful thing is that many of these people who are even coming to declare for this or for the exalted office of a president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria do not even have a clear manifesto. For them, it's just a contest of personality. Oh, I'm also big in my own right. I can also contest. If he can contest, I can also contest. There's no clear strategy. There's no clear structure. There's no clear concrete plans by most of these candidates to actually carry out good governance. Coming at a time when the country is, I mean, battling with lots of external loans, the economy is almost grounded. This is not what we want. This is not the kind of distraction that we need to put in the faces of our citizens. This is not the kind of hope that we need to trigger, that politics can, our government can actually bring a new ray of life for people. It's shameful because the politicians have turned our electoral process to another charade. It's like, okay, I dropped this amount, it's my own investment to the government so that when you get there, you remember that I also bought form and all that. We shouldn't reduce the office of the President of the Federal Republic to this. I mean, yesterday we had Godswill Akpabio, the former governor of Akwa Ibom State, joining the race. This is a man who's been a two-time governor, who's been a senator, who's been a minister. You begin to wonder, what are the track records that he is bringing into office with? But let's not even go into the personalities. It's just quite worrisome that the office of the president is now an all-comers affair. We have other people who are also, I mean, still...
That's still Tuesday. We know.
We have other people who are still coming. I think there's a female candidate who's also bought the form already, who drew something. I can't really capture her full name now. Who also bought the form to contest the office of the president. And this is just coming from one party. The other parties are still there. I mean, it's quite worrisome for me.
Pastor Tunde Bakare joined the Frails today, and at least...
Shibajo to pick this form.
Yes. He's on record. Tunde Bakare has never held any public office, and he's not a contractor. He's a pastor. So we can say, look, that's government money.
He must be one of the very few people outside of government that have signified interest in the governorship. I mean, the presidency through the APC. He must be one of the very few outside of government. Majority of them have either been governor or they are still serving
Two-time
senators,
governors,
or they are still
ministers,
this and that. So
you know that, look, that money can
it
only
is
be mustered
owó àbú, nothing ṣàbù lálejò.
Meaning?
That's what the Yorubas will say, that they are using Abu's money to host Abu to a get together. You know, it's still public funds circulating amongst these privileged people. They will now tell us that, oh, some of my friends came together to donate, to buy form. People know now that it's not that easy. Your friends. I said, for some of them who have no history of winning elections, or who have not consistently delivered their words, what are you? How did you raise 100 million? There's a need to even investigate how some of these guys came about this money. The so-called committee of friends that they are pointing at as people who helped them to raise the money.
Committee of friends got you SUVs,
even that one,
got you 14 Mercedes Benz.
They are just flashing. They are flashing opulence in our faces. That look, people could be very poor. We are not that poor, because look, Benz LX 570. That's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
14.
You know?
14.
We have no
8 Prado SUVs.
We have no that one is not even saying he wants to be president. I said 100 million. 100 million is what we are talking about, not 100 naira. When they declared this, I was thinking maybe only about 4 people
will come out.
At the end of the day.
That will automatically streamline the number of people, so that it won't be all comers. That was what.
Honestly, I didn't think that we will be able to get more than 4 or maximum 5. But those who have come out in 1 week, they are already in the region of 10.
Even in
under 1 week.
Even in a day, we had 4 alone. In just a day alone, we had 4. But of course, another twist to this that BQ also pointed out is, could there be a hand somewhere pushing people to come?
Encouraging them.
Encouraging them.
Look, the president will back you at the last minute.
And I think when we look at the zoning arrangements and the clamor for the presidency to be zoned to the southern region, that argument seems to also hold some water, because we know that perhaps before the end of the week, Ohanes Ndibu and a pan-Yoruba group have said they would meet to discuss this number of aspirants coming from their zone and how we could actually scuttle the chances of these regions to get the presidency. Because it appears like some cards are being played that somehow the southern part of the country would be their own enemies and it will fall into the hands of the northern.
Spot on.
It looks like...
okay, I have Awu Shokwe calling from Lagos. Thank you for joining us, Shokwe. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yes, thank you for joining us, Awu Shokwe.
Yes.
Have you picked your own form?
Good afternoon.
Go on.
Good afternoon.
You're live, Awu Shokwe.
Yeah, thank you very much. The topic you are discussing is very, very interesting. I believe talking about Malami first. Talking of Malami first. The president is behind Malami.
You are listening to your TV. You are listening to your monitor. Is that
you're supposed to just keep talking. Don't stop. You are stopping. And we don't have time.
You are listening to the feedback from your monitor. Turn down the volume of your TV set. All right. Jide, we are looking at the general role now. The way our electoral system has been so monetized is starting from this nomination form. Yes. This is like the least order.
So even political parties have not set the right example.
Yes.
There ought to be a cap on even election.
The amount to pay to obtain these forms.
Yes, campaign spending and all that. There ought to be a cap. Now, there has to be, the National Assembly must come up with a law that puts a cap on how much parties can tell aspirants to pay. Because this one, whether we like it or not, they've succeeded in kicking some potential aspirants out of the race. Because if you are not part of their group, their rich group,
very rich,
you cannot. Where are you going to see 100 million? Where? And to qualify to be a president, you don't have to be rich. The former president of Brazil was a cobbler. He was a cobbler. Somebody who mends shoes.
The current president of Ukraine was an actor.
You know? So you don't have to be rich, thinkingly rich, because anybody who comes up with 100 million, whether he claims that it was donated by his committee of friends, it must be somebody who is very comfortable, who is rich. And we have to find a way to make sure that people who are not rich
can
also aspire
and they
to be president.
Yes.
People who are not rich
Shouldn't be
for only those who are rich. So I disagree with what the national chairman was saying, that he thinks that if people are not rich, if they don't have billions, that they've come to waste the time of the party. No. They should be able to. How can young people, for example,
without stealing government funds, without having access to government funds?
It is government funds that people are able to spend without looking back.
Recklessly.
You meet some people, you meet some big people, they have money, but they are reluctant to part with it.
Yes, because it's hard-earned money.
Yes. They already be thinking, can I give you this? You see some people count, but government money is what people are
it's easy. It's
they
easy
feel
to
free
spend.
spending it. And that's why some of them, once they step out of power, they will go and join the rival party. The winning party, they will go and join it. They cannot survive
outside
government office. And government money is the oxygen that they need
to breathe.
And it becomes, the politics has now become an industry of its own, that it's now becoming an investment that, okay, if I'm dropping 100 million, I know that in the next few months, I'm cashing out.
It's like you are buying a player.
We are monetizing our government.
Like you are buying a player, and after a few years,
you are buying a seat on the table.
You sell that player for so much money.